Hi, Liam Irish here at the Nicholson Music Company in Folsom, California, and today we'll be talking about violins and violas. This is your violin. The violin has a scroll on top which houses the friction tuning pegs. You have the fingerboard, you have the bridge, of course the strings, and the sound hole. You have the tailpiece. On the tailpiece you will find fine tuners. This is the chin rest. On the bow we have the tip, the hair, the frog, and the tension adjuster. It's very handy to have one of these Ingalls stands for your violin so it can sit in a safe place and be ready to play on a moment's notice, and goes right back. When renting your viola or violin, it will come in a case. The case is always important, and the violin should always be in the case or on a stand. Open the zippers all the way to the end. Make sure that they're completely open. Then carefully open the latch and open the case. We'll have a lovely cover on it. The first thing to do is always take the violin out first. This way you're not dropping the bow on it. The bow would come next. An Ingalls stand is very, very handy, so it can hold the violin and the bow, be ready to play at any time. Otherwise, in the case. Care must be taken with the violin always to handle it from the neck, never from the body. Always be very gentle with your violin. It's not a baseball bat. Don't whack it about. Be very careful with it. It's a fine instrument, and you'll be a fine player if you follow these instructions. At the top, you have your tuning pegs, your friction pegs. At the bottom, you'll find fine tuners down there. Those are for tuning. However, never tune your violin on your own unless you're instructed to by your private instructor or your teacher at school. And if your violin should ever get terribly out of tune, bring it here to Nicholson Music, and anyone in the shop would be happy to tune it for you free of charge, of course. One thing to be very careful about is the bridge. The bridge is only held there by the strings and can be knocked very easily. If ever that bridge should go flat, or if it should move, bring it immediately here to Nicholson Music and they'll take care of it for you. Let's talk now about the bow. The bow is a delicate instrument and is not a sword and is not a pointer. Always take very good care of the bow and always keep it off your seat. Never put it on a chair or anywhere where you might sit on it or someone else might. Now the bow, again, the tip, the frog, and the tension adjuster all works together. By turning this, you can see the hair will come away from the stick and should be about the same size as your little finger. Now, for your bow to work properly, you'll need to purchase rosin. The rosin comes in a case like this and looks like this. To rosin the bow, you will firmly, but not too hard, run the rosin and the bow so. Now your bow is ready to use, your violin's ready to play, and you'll have a grand time. After you've had your practice and you're ready to put your violin away, a few things to remember. First, put the rosin in the small pocket. Then put the bow in after it's been loosened. Always make sure that the bow is loosened so that the hair touches the stick. Carefully put your bow in and make sure that it's secure. After the bow is secured, take the violin, and after you've played, the violin will have rosin on the strings and possibly rosin on the violin itself. This must be cleaned off as well as your fingerprints before it's put away. So it's always good to get a couple cleaning cloths. I like to have two. One I use to clean the rosin off the strings and your fingers. A separate one to clean the violin very lightly without touching the bridge. Very lightly. Keep your violin clean. Put it in the case. Then you can put the blanket cover over and your cleaning cloths. Put them where the neck of the violin or viola is. Carefully close the case, making sure that there's nothing obstructing the closing, and never put your iPod, music, lunch, or anything else in the case. Make sure that it closes carefully. The clasp goes down, and always make sure that you zip it up. Never rely on the Velcro strap. We zip up both pieces. Your violin is now secure and ready to transport wherever you'd like to go. For those of you getting a cello instead of a violin and viola, everything is pretty much the same, except it's a bit bigger and you must sit down to play it. First, take the bow out and set it on a stand, not on the chair. Then you'll get an end pin. Make sure it's firmly attached to the chair for the anchor, or a donut. The cello then is picked up. You adjust your end pin, put it in the anchor, and you should be sitting so that this peg here touches your ear. Tighten your bow, and you're ready to go.
It's good to make a routine in taking extra care of your instrument. It only takes a few minutes, and it'll help keep it clean and lasting longer. If you ever feel like there's something wrong with your instrument, please bring it into the store. We'll be happy to look at it. We're located at 636 East Bidwell Street in Folsom, California. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you have any other questions, please give us a call at the number below, or even stop by the store. Well, thanks for watching. This is Andy, signing off.